Hello, welcome to December, day 3. We're doing an apothecary label and a quirky cat or dog. So I decided on a page in my journal, and I decided I kind of wanted to do a collage of the back using some apothecary type items. So I have these pages that are like a prescription pad. So I thought, well, I'm going to collage the page with that and some labels. And then I was thinking of doing the quirky animal on a tag. So here I am just starting the process of doing some collage using some of my scrap papers I have in my bin, my painty papers, and some of these items that I also had in my stash. So here I cut out a label, and I'm thinking I'm going to glue it down, but then I forgot I wanted to glue down the prescription first, so the prescription pad. So that's what I do here. I kind of was winging this challenge. I had some items, like obviously like the animal that I was going to use, and some of the labels and stuff, but then I just kind of winged it and went with it and just kind of enjoyed the process. I did film this a little bit ahead, just so I'm not like so far behind on December. I find it hard to keep up. So here I'm just adding another piece to fill the page and glued it down. And then I kind of just I'm trying to figure out here the pocket. So I decided I want to do a corner pocket. And then I remembered about the Rita Donnelly corner pocket flip. So I pulled out my little scoreboard here, tried to get it even as I could. So it serves as a corner tuck and also a little bit of a journaling spot. And that is where I decided to put my prompt of what it was for this day of the December. I do like that purchase of that little scoring board. I find it comes in quite handy. Not have to pull out my big one. So here I'm trying to figure out also the placement of my little dog. And that little dog I cut out of a collage strip from Tim Holtz. They're called the collage strips. So I just cut him out. I thought he was cute. He had a little bouquet of flowers, and I sort of figured he went with our challenge today as well. And I did stamp on that label, the blue label to the left there, that I'm going to try to figure out where I want to put. That's an Amity Bloom label, and I did print them out on sticker paper, which I like as well. It's a little bit more convenient. So I do decide on the lower right corner on the flip in the pocket, and that's where I decided to put that. And then when I went to glue down the little dog, I decided I wanted to add a little bit of fabric, so I went to my lace scrap bin and just pulled out this little piece of eyelet lace material. It had like an eyelet lace trim on the end, but anyway, so I just put that down. And I used some of these numbers that were from Tim Holtz as well. They're called transparent things too. They're kind of slippery, but with the art glitter glue, I mean, you'll see on when I do the tag, it slides around a little bit, but they do, when the glue dries, it does hold them very well. And I'm just taking a little paper clip there to hold the flap closed for when we're not using it. So I'm using some more of those transparent labels on the tag and on the main page, trying to figure out what I want to do. So here I'm trying to figure out how to attach this vacation cat with his sunglasses and his passport and his flip-flops. I got that image in a Happy Mail from Catherine Hernandez at Mindful Image. So here I once again go to my brads, and I decide to just put a brad through to hold it. And I also wanted to kind of make it a little bit of a interactive piece, so that's why I decided on the brad. And you'll see I put the brad through, and then I go back to the tag, which is also from Transparent Layers, Tim Holtz, and I realize, well, if I want to attach that, I got to put a hole through the actual journal card as well. So you'll see me take the brad out and redo another hole to put it through to secure it. And as I said, I'm kind of just going with it with this challenge. I didn't really have an end result in mind, but I was quite happy with how it turned out in the end. I liked the collage page and how it all went together. So here I'm just using another one of those labels, and I am trying to figure out where I want to place it. And here's where you'll see it kind of slides around. But thankfully for me, it didn't stick right away because I do lift it and turn it around the other way. So there it just went sliding across the page. So I decided that's how I wanted my tag to go. So I had to turn the label around, but it hadn't dried yet. And I will say when it dries, it is clear. You do not see the glue if you use our glitter glue or a glue that just dries clear when it's done. So there we go. So now I want to cover the back, obviously, to hide that brad. So I'm using another piece of the pharmaceutical type papers that I had, and then I just glue that down onto the back after I cut it to size. I just used glue stick for this. It seemed to hold. And this Defemramber book will be more of an idea book for me as well, which is why I did the loose pages. So when it's done, I could also add another year of Defemramber in it if I wanted, or I could use it for an idea book as well. I have trouble with this paper. I don't know why. I could not get it down straight. So you'll see me lift it and place it a couple times, slide it around. Crafting isn't perfect. And sometimes once it's down, you just got to go with it. So I was happy with how that turned out. I do think I haven't done it yet, but I think I will add a dab of glue to the cat on the front in between the circle layers, so it sticks to the circle layer, so when I turn it, they both turn together. I just haven't done that yet. So here I'm playing around again with some of those labels. I knew I wanted something a little bit brighter on the circle turning piece there, so I just added that there, and I had to be very careful not to move it around too much so it would stick in that spot and dry in that spot as well. So I do decide to add this transparent label onto the Magnesia Apothecary label, but then I do stamp over it after, which I kind of regret because I do like to see that word through there, but in the end it was fine. I do pull out my Tim Holtz stamps here in a minute to stamp up this other label and add some stamping to the background page as well as to the tag. And I apologize here, I kind of got low in my video, so some of it is cut off at the bottom. But there I just stamped on there, and I did use StazOn ink, and you have to be very careful when you stamp that you don't slide like straight down and straight up, and then the ink will dry and it will not smear off if you use StazOn ink. So here I had just stamped up this label using Tim Holtz stamps. I believe I used the Field Notes, or maybe I used some of the Eccentric as well. I'm not 100% sure, but those are the two I have, so that is what I used. It was one or the other. I do love my Tim Holtz stamps, I have to say. I do not regret anything that I purchased that is a Tim Holtz product. So I'm just adding to the collage in the background. I'm stamping around the pharmaceutical words there with the open label from the Tim Holtz, just inking up my tag. And I think we're pretty much done. I'm placing it in there. And then I did stamp a little bit inside there and add a label. And here I'm adding a ruffle just from that scrap brown paper I had. And I staple it with my rusty staples there that I have in this tiny stapler to the corner of the page. I like the interest that added, and like a little tab as well. And then I decided to write the prompts in the top of the flip there for the journaling spot. Yeah, so this was a fun challenge today. I enjoyed it. Different. That gets you to think out of the box when you do Defemramber. Like, I would never think of putting a quirky cat like that or a dog. I like the use of the interactive piece. So yeah, I was really pleased with how this page turned out. It looks quite different than when I started, and I love the collage background. I love to collage anyway. So here I am just placing it in my book. as the third page because it's the third prompt. And yeah, there we go. I hope you have a chance to play along. Thanks for watching today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you wanted to subscribe, that would be amazing. Have a great day, everyone.